What is Scrabble? Scrabble is a word game for 2, 3, or 4 players. Play consists of forming interlocking words, crossword fashion, on the Scrabble playing board, using letter tiles with various score values. The object of the game is to get the highest score. Each player competes by using their tiles in combinations and locations that take best advantage of letter values and premium squares on the board. The combined total score for a game range from about 400 points to 800 or more, depending on the skill of the players. There are 98 tiles with letters of the alphabet and 2 blank tiles. Each letter tiles has score values indicated by the number to the bottom right of the letter. The 2 blank tiles have no score value and can be used as any letter desired. When it is played, the player must state what letter it represents, after which it cannot be changed for the remainder of the game. All the tiles are placed in the tile bag. Each player takes a tile out to find out who plays first. The player who has the tile nearest the beginning of the alphabet with the blank preceding A plays first. Each player in turn then draws 6 tiles and places them on their racks. Everyone is now ready to play Scrabble. Play proceeds clockwise. The setup. The rack. Each player draws 7 tiles to start. The first word. The first player must place a word that covers the center star, which counts as a double word score. The flow. Play moves clockwise. After playing a word, draw enough tiles to keep 7 on your track. Core mechanics. To keep the game moving and the points climbing, follow displacement rules. Every new word must connect to an existing word on the board. Direction. Words must be spelled left to right or top to bottom. No diagonals or backward spelling allowed. If a new word creates adjacent or mini words, those must also be valid dictionary entries. If you use all 7 tiles from your rack in a single turn, you get a 50-point bonus added to your score for that turn. Scoring system. Each letter has a value. For example, A is equals to 10 and B is equals to 1. Your score for the turn is the sum of the letter values in every word form, modified by premium squares. The double letter doubles the value of the specific tile. The triple letter triples the value of the specific tile. The double word doubles the total score of the entire word. The triple word triples the total score of the entire word. But take note, premium square only count the first time they are used. If you build up an existing word that was on the triple word score, you don't get the triple bonus again. The special moves and endgame. First is the blank. The 2 blank tiles can represent any letter. They score 0 points, but their value stays the same for the rest of the game. Second is exchanging tiles. You can use your turn to trade some all of your tiles for a new one from the back, but you score 0 points for that turn. Third is passing. You can pass your turns, scoring 0 if there are 6 consecutive scoring turns the game ends. Fourth is winning. The game ends when the back is empty and one player uses all their hands, or when no more moves can be made. The player with the highest final score wins.
Data collection team consists of 5 members is responsible in collecting raw data from the game conductor. They are recording the scores of each player, number of vowels used each trials, and the overall trials made throughout the game. Also responsible in organizing the data by its categories, such as organizing them in a table.
Set theory and probability team consists of 8 members with the goal of breaking down how groups work and how chances happen. They believe that with the right set of people, the probability of succeeding is very high.
Random variables in distribution team is responsible for defining the random variables from our Scrabble game. They will construct a probability distribution table and compute the exit value, variance, and standard deviations.
Descriptive is a discipline is responsible for the process of organizing and summarizing data to make easier to understand, including measures like mean, median, mode, to show the average and range or variance to show how spread data is.
Maglalaro. Each player dapat sila ng isang tiles. Then, if malapit siya sa letter A, existed siya. So, para malaman natin, gagamitin natin yung Variance. If Variance were sa Variance dictionary, hindi siya valid. Kailangan yun ulit sila para malaman kung sino yung yes. Then, para mag-start yung game, start kayo sa middle, dito sa corner. Pwede siya horizontal.
Bulot na kayo ng 7. Ay, 6 na lang.
Third na? Three, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 2, 12.
Times 3.
Times 3. 17 times 3. 51. 51.
Wow, taas. Hatiin nyo nga.
Ano kayo, minus na ba? Na to? Tapon na yan. JA meron.
Pag, pag nilagay ko ito, yun, saka ito.
Oo.
Pansin nga kung may QY. Ang ina, saan ka na?
Q!
May mababaw kayo.
Ay, di ako mutot. So, may sagot na baga tayo dito. Saan yun? Tapos i-divide mo ng 40.
I-divide mo ng 4K. Ito yung kalabasan niya. Good bigger than 40.
Ito na yun. Ito na yung variance. Yeah. Oh, so okay na kami.
Ay, parang siya pwede maging
Ito kasi mean versus median suspicious gap. Your mean is much higher than your mean. 80. This suggests there are very high score outliers. This is not technically wrong, but if your math score are around 7 to 8 students, then the mean should not be that high unless you have a very large value.
Inasend ko nga yun. Nakabiblin ka sa akin.
7 and 20.
Ay, send mo nga sa kanya. Post na ko sa
Saan nga yung galing yung 7 and 20?
birthday ko pa naman galing sa akin.
Sa mo?
Ano 720?
Ano pagka 27?
Yun kasi yung sabi sa akin ni Sam.
Medyo nahihirapan na yung mga saling.
Sam.
To compute the sum, first we define the event using set notation. Set A, probability of players having lower points than 20. Set B, probability of players having a higher points than 20. Intersection, probability of players having fixed point than 20. Second, the computation. P of A equal 33, the points lower than 20 over 40 number of trials, so 30 divide 40 equals 0.75. P of B equal 1, the points higher than 20 over 40 number of trials. 1 divide 40 equals 0.025. Next is P of A union B equal 33 points lower than 20 over 40 number of trials plus 1 point higher than 20 over 40 minus 6 the fixed point 20 over 40, so 33 plus 1 minus 6 equal 28 over 40. 28 divide 40 equals 0.07. So next is P of A intersection B equals 6, the fixed point 20 divide 40 equals 0.15. The conditional probability. The numerator 6 is the number of players who had the fixed point of 20. The denominator 40 is the total number of trials or outcomes in the game. Dividing 6 by 40, it gives a decimal probability of 0.15 or 15%. The numerator 1 is the number of players who had higher points greater than 20, which is 41 score. The denominator 40 is the total number of trials or outcomes in the game. Divided 1 by 40, it gives a decimal probability of 0.025 or 25%. The denominator 40 is cancelled out, simplifying to 1 over 6 is equal to 6 or 6%. So, to compute the theoretical probability, we get P of B equal 42 over 100 equals 0.42 or 42%. It means for event B, they were defined as 42 favorable outcomes out of a total of 100 possible outcomes in the entire sample space. Using the theoretical formula, we divide the number of favorable outcomes by the total possible outcomes. So 42 divided by 100 gives a decimal 0.42, which converts to 42% when multiplied by 100. And for our experimental probability, we have P of A equal number of turn of players divided by the total trials. In 40 trials, player 1 occurred 11 times, which is 27.5%. Players 2 and 3 occurred 10 times each, which is 25%. And player 4 occurred 9 times, which is 22.5%. Player 1 has the highest probability and all probabilities add up to 100%.
Hello everyone. So today we discuss about random variable and distribution. So first is, what is a random variable? A random variable is a numerical value that represents the possible outcomes of a random event. In our Scrabble game, the random variable x represents the scores that player get in each round. So in the table shows the complete probability distribution of x, which tells us that what scores occurred, how often they occurred or the frequently and lastly, and the probability of each score. For you to understand the table, let's go through each column of the table. First is x or the scores. This column lists all the possible scores from our Scrabble game. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 20, and 41. Second is F or the frequency. This tells us how many times each score occurred in 40 rounds. For example, score 4 occurred 3 times. Score 7 occurred 6 times. Score 41 occurred once. And 41 is the highest score based on our data. In the third column, there is P of x equals x or the probability. This is the probability of each score. We get it by dividing the frequency by 40. For example, P of 4 equals 3 over 40 equals 0.075 or 7.5%. P of 7 equals 6 over 40 equals 0.15 or 15%. or P of 41 equals 1 over 40 equals 0.025 or 2.5%. In the fourth column, there are x times P of x equals x, or the weighted score. This column shows each score multiplied by its probability. Adding all this gives us the expected value or mean. The fifth is x minus mean or the deviation. This is the difference between each score and the mean. Negative means below average and the positive means above average. The sixth column is the square deviation. We square the deviations to remove negative signs and give more weight to larger differences. And last column is weighted square deviation. This multiply each squared deviation by its frequency. Adding all this gives us the total squared deviations used to find the variance. Now, let's proceed to computing the expected value or mean. The expected value or mean is the average score per round. From the table, we add all the values in column weighted score. After the computing of all numbers, the mean is 10.725 points. This means that in our Scrabble game, the typical score per round is around 10 or 11 points. Next is computing the variance. Variance measures how spread out the scores are from the mean. From the table, we add all the values in column of weighted squared deviation. Then, we divide by the total number of rounds. 1983.974 over 40 is equals to 49.59935 or 49.60. So the variance is 49.60. Last is computing the standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root of variance. It brings the unit back to points, making it easier to interpret. A square root of 49.59935 is equals to 7.04. So the standard deviation is 7.04 points.
The results shows that each player had different performances, with some getting higher scores while others had lower ones, making the game a mix of strong and weak rounds. Additionally, in the set theory part, it is clear that most of the scores were below 20, meaning average scores were more common while high scores rarely happen. Moreover, the distribution of scores shows that the results were not consistent, since there were both low and high scores, making the game unpredictable at times. Lastly, the overall summary shows that the most scores stayed around the middle, especially 7 and 20, while the wide gap between the lowest and highest scores shows that the results were spread out.
In conclusion, this video shows that mathematics is everywhere. A simple game like Scrabble can be played and interpreted statistically. So whatever you do, mathematics has something to do with it. Let's play, let's grow with the help of probability and statistics.